The Field Museum Women's Board is proud to introduce our first class of Women in Science interns.
I grew up on the southwest side of Chicago in a neighborhood called Little Village, and one of the things that really sparked my interest in science was the fact that growing up my mom had her garden outside, so just always having that connection to nature.
Always been fascinated by insects since I was a little girl. I was very curious. I wanted to know more. I would look at it, it would move, and I thought, what is this? It's alive. It has more than 2 legs. It's tiny. How does it live? What is it eating?
When I came to the Field Museum of Chicago when I was about, I'd have to say 7, that I saw the Evolving Planet exhibit here, and it just sparked my passions even further. More specifically, there's the counting clock at the end of the exhibit that lets you know how many species have gone extinct since the museum is open that day. Really made me realize that I wanted to do something with conserving wildlife.
I loved coming to the Field Museum a lot when I was a kid. My mom would always tell me stories about how it was really difficult actually getting me out of the building.
I took honors biology my sophomore year, and I had an amazing educator who influenced me. And he just made it so interesting, and I decided that that's actually what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, was study science.
I want to be back in Chicago in 10 years and hopefully doing some sort of research that's important, which is kind of vague, but I want to be doing something that changes the world and the way we view the world.
We know that girls are actively discouraged from pursuing science early on, and that can have tremendous effects on their confidence in succeeding in those careers.
I always envisioned a scientist to be a man in a white lab coat. That's just how I envisioned it to be because of my previous education. We never learned about Rachel Carson, Marie Curie, Rosalind Franklin, and I think that that's very unfortunate, especially for young girls who look for women in the scientific field to admire and to say, wow, I want to do something like that. Even in college biology, there would be instances where guys would want to take over the dissecting because they would be like, oh, are you sure? This doesn't gross you out? It's like, if I were grossed out by this, I would not be in this class. I am aware of this. This is stuff that I like.
It feels like it's a constant struggle to do something that I love to do.
We are trying to make the struggle for young women in science a little less difficult. The Women's Board added 6 paid internships for high school and college students last year because we realized we had to provide support at an even younger age.
This is really important for our pipeline. We can't wait until kids have gone through high school and started college to encourage women to have scientific careers. It can't be an internship that's free because many of the kids that we want to target, the kids that we really want to draw into these careers, have to have incomes in the summer. And that's one of the great things about our internship program is that we're able to do this for a small number. We'd like to do it for a much larger number.
When the Women's Board started the Women in Science Fellowship program 15 years ago, our aim was to offer help for women scientists in the final stages of their PhD research. Too many were dropping out because there was little financial or moral support, and many women were also raising young children. Our program has attracted top female scientists from around the world, and many have gone on to become leaders in their fields. Last year's fellow, Emily Baca, is an archaeologist and comes from Peru.
When I was in Peru, I always knew about the Field Museum because the Field Museum has an immense collection of Peruvian material. One of my goals was to work do my PhD here in the United States. The Field Museum was one of my goals.
Emily is balancing research with motherhood. She gave birth to her daughter during the fellowship. And Emily also worked closely with our interns last summer. We announced the internship program in the spring of 2014, and within weeks, we were flooded with hundreds of applicants.
We were amazed when we saw the numbers coming in and the people that were interested in such a short time. So, and we wished we could have offered more than just the 6.
And I think what it really illustrates is that there's such a need for this kind of a program here in Chicago.
You know, I think I may be the first person in my family to finish high school, and as well as college. Having the opportunity to come to the Field Museum has showed me there are women scientists too, doing actual real science, real interesting science too. And you think you can do it too, so that's great for me.
I think the biggest thing I'm going to take out of it is what it feels like to be a scientist doing research. That experience of handling objects that are thousands of years old, and just that experience of this is what it feels like to be a scientist.
I just want to thank the Women's Board again for allowing me to come back to the establishment that inspired my dreams.
This has got the potential to really be transformative, because in addition to just the kids that we have here, and we need more of them, but just in addition to them, it's when they go back to their school and talk about this experience, it has the impact of making a dream possible for kids who don't even participate.
I think if you expose them and show them what women before them that come from the same backgrounds have accomplished and what they've done in their lives, it will really open their eyes to what they can possibly do with their own lives. And you think you can do it too.